my goodness, Seth Meyers.
Yeah. I'm genuinely very excited about this. I'm only bummed that you're not last because I feel like it's gonna be tough to follow.
He anchored Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live for 8 years. He's hosted Late Night with Seth Meyers since 2014. And now Seth Meyers is adding author to his resume with his first children's book, I'm Not Scared, You're Scared. Already a top 3 New York Times bestseller.
Once you have kids, you start reading kids' books again. And I was very inspired by the ones that engage my children and thought it might be a fun challenge to try to do one that would succeed in the same way. And it was really fun. And it was great collaborating with a wonderful artist like Rob. And I can tell you that my kids like it.
And they helped you kind of along the way. You almost collaborated with them because I think it's very sweet. You were reading it to them as a story and kind of workshopping it along the way.
I want to make it clear they almost collaborated because I think legally if I say they collaborated, they get a cut of the profits and they're already bleeding me dry. It was wonderful. I told it to them first as a bedtime story before I even sat down and tried to write it up. So they were really engaged with the whole process. And I think the fact that they can actually hold the book now makes them very proud, which is a cool thing to see.
Let's see the real test though, because I know that each night they get to pick 3 books that you read them before bed. Have they picked your book as one of their options?
Yes. Now it should be noted that when it first came out, we read it back-to-back nights. The third night, I will say, the younger one, Axel, said to Ash, his older brother, should we read Daddy's book? And Ash said, and my heart was broken by him trying to find a polite way of saying, I think I'd like to move on.
Since the very first week of Late Night aired 8 years ago, Seth has been a champion for literature on his show, often inviting authors on as guests. The Late Night podcast features a monthly Late Night Lit special hosted by the wonderful producer Sarah Jenks Daly, which takes a deeper dive into new books and the writers that bring them to life.
You know, I love reading, and I thought it'd be interesting talking to authors. We know them to be great storytellers, and it turns out they are wonderful talk show guests because that is a skill that being a talk show guest requires.
This is a children's book, so I'm going to name each of your children, and off the top of your head, I want you to say what you think that they're going to be doing 30 years from now. All right, so first we got Ash.
Ash is going to be the mayor of a New England town.
Axel.
Axel is going to be the clown in a Cirque du Soleil, a traveling Cirque du Soleil performance.
And little baby Adelaide.
Adelaide is going to be a clinical psychologist based on her early 6 months of only watching her 2 brothers.
I need to congratulate you on 8 years of Late Night, your first children's book, and your first ever interview with your very favorite former staff member turned Philadelphia NBC 10 reporter, mostly by default. But
I actually would like to finish by saying, NBC 10, how dare you? If you think I've forgiven you for what you've done, NBC 10, by taking Sheila away from us, your time will come, NBC 10. Oh, you're living the high life now, but your time will come.
Seth, you're the best. Thank you so much.
It was a blast.